Here to add a little joy into our lives is the man, the myth, the legend, Brackenhurst animal expert Matt Norris. Whether it's creepy, crawly, slippery or hairy, Matt is an expert on them all. Animals, that is. He joins me now with a couple of exciting creatures too. We got very carried away introducing you, Matt, but rightly so. I love this part of whenever you come on. What have you got for us today?
So today I thought we'll start off with something that's a bit furry, but unlike most of the animals I've had in the past, has only 4 legs rather than furry with 8 legs. So it's these guys.
I didn't expect them to come up. Are they, I want to say stoat or ferret? Stoat or ferret?
Yes, yeah, you're right with one of those guesses. So these are 2 ferrets. Yeah, 50 chance, Ed, and you got 50% of it. 50% of the time you're right every time. So that's what I like.
Oh, they're quite cute.
So yeah, they are very, very cute. They're actually one of my favourite mammals to work with. Obviously, typically on this show, I'll be on with something creepy, crawly, or slimy, or scaly. But actually, as mammals go, these are one of my favourites to work with, and it's because they're actually very personable and they've got a lot of personality. At the minute, they're actually being very chill for me. They can be very lively, but it's past their bedtime now because it's already got dark outside. So they're staying up
one's
late.
fallen asleep. What are they called?
So we have got, so this one here is Bran, and this one here is Rob. They're named after a couple of Game of Thrones characters.
Okay.
You might just be able to see on the camera that they're ever so slightly different colours. So Bran here is a breed, or a colour variety, I should say, known as a silver. So he's quite a silvery grey colour. And Rob here is a champagne, which means if you see him in the light, he's actually very yellow. He's almost blonde. So in the wild, we actually do have ferrets native to the UK, but they're more commonly known as polecats when they're the wild variety. Now, they've only really become ferrets as such and got that name since they got domesticated, of which they've been domesticated for roughly 2,000 to 2,500 years. So not as long as dogs and cats. But for quite a while, which is why, you have all these fancy colours and why they're so cute and cuddly now.
Just before we go to your next animal, what do they eat, ferrets?
Yeah, so good question. They are obligate carnivores, which basically means that they don't eat veg or fruit. They just eat meat and carnivorous type products. So if it's not meat, it will be eggs, like birds' eggs and things like that.
Oh, so like the Atkins diet. That. Well, they're lovely. It's lovely to see them. Who's next? Who's next?
So next,
they're so cute. I want a ferret.
They are very cute. They're actually reasonably common as pets because they are so cute and cuddly. So the next guest isn't slinky like the ferrets were. It's actually the complete opposite. So this here is an ornate wood turtle, and they come from Central America, so around the regions of Nicaragua and Costa Rica and that kind of region. And as you can see, he's actually more active than the ferrets today, which most people would probably not expect.
What's a wood turtle? I've never heard of a wood turtle. What do they live in trees?
They're not overly common. I would love to say they live in trees, right at the top of trees. That would be brilliant. Alas. Though they live in rainforests, which is probably where they derive their common English name from, they just live on the rainforest floor, and they're actually semi-aquatic. So they'll spend roughly half their lives in streams in rainforests, and the other half they'll be out on land. So this guy spends most of his day chilling in his bathtub.
He's pretending to swim. Yeah, it's great. What's his name? What we call?
So I say it's a he. That's actually a lie. This is a female called Frida.
Oh, sorry, Frida.
So, yeah, this is Frida. Yeah. And where most tortoises you get, people keep in their gardens are completely herbivorous.
Yeah.
So they would, leaves and what have you. These guys are omnivorous. So as well as eating leaves, they'll also eat worms and very slow-moving invertebrates as well a lot of the time. So they're not true vegetarians.
Well, Matt, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. I love seeing you in the animals, and we'll speak to you again soon. Bye, Frida. Thanks for coming on. There you go, Frida and Matt and the ferrets.